Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my level up guide for Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5. In this video I'm going to show you a couple of different methods that I use to level up quickly, and as always you can find timestamps in the description so that whenever you come back to this video you can easily find the part that you're looking for. In this season of Fortnite there are several different styles that you can unlock for the Battle Pass characters, and once you reach level 225 you will have unlocked all the additional styles that are available. Last thing you need to know before we start with the video is that I bought several tiers at the beginning of this season, and I always do that whenever you have additional challenges so that I can make the guides for them. If I wouldn't have bought those tiers I would probably be somewhere around level 180. Alright, so assuming that you start the season off at level 1, you will need a total of 7,570,000 XP in order to reach level 100. If after level 100 you decide to keep on going, you will need about 8 million more XP in order to reach level 225. Chapter 2 Season 5 is supposed to last until May 16th of 2021, which is about 45 days away. They might extend the season, but I don't think that's going to happen. The first thing that I always use to level up quickly are the weekly challenges. So this season the challenge overview is a complete mess, and they rebranded it towards Epic and Legendary Quest, but the concept is still the same. Every week on Thursday we get a new set of challenges or quests, and they give you a specific amount of XP. Unfortunately, there is a catch. Usually you would be able to do all of your challenges in the last week of the season, but this season that's really not applicable, and it's also not very beneficial because the legendary quests, they only stay active for about a week, so if you miss out on them, then you won't be able to complete them later on. Epic might decide later on in the season to compensate the players that kind of missed out on the legendary quest and essentially missed out on a lot of XP, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to happen. However, for the past couple of seasons we always get 10 weeks of normal challenges, and then if the season lasts much longer than that, they will usually include a set of overtime challenges or special challenges that still give you a whole bunch of XP, and I think that that's very likely to happen later on in this season. It's also possible that we will be getting weekly challenges until March, but for now that's just speculation. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Another thing that I don't really like is that the quests now have stages, so you can't complete all 7 at once or in one game. You'd have to complete the first stage, then move on to the next one, etc, etc. But the good news is that every single one of the epic quests gives you 22,000 XP. Now besides the weekly epic quest, you also have a weekly legendary quest, and this one consists of 5 stages as well. The first stage gives you 55,000 XP, and then the stages after that each give you a total of 22,000 XP. And like I mentioned earlier, I would really recommend doing these every week. Even if you can't play a lot, just spend one day focusing on the legendary quest, because if you miss out on them, if the challenges for the next week release, then the legendary quest is going to rotate out and you won't be able to get that XP anymore. Now the second method that I've been using is the daily quest. If you go over to your quest overview, every single day you will receive 3 green quests that each give you a total of 10,000 XP, and then after you've completed those they will reset the grey quests, and you can keep on completing the grey ones indefinitely, although the bad thing is that those only give you 1,000 XP instead of 10,000. So the green and grey quests are the equivalent of the quick challenges that we had last season, but now we unfortunately only get 3 instead of the 5 that we used to get. This also brings me to method number 3, which is Supercharge XP. If you don't feel like playing Fortnite for a couple of days, or if you're too busy or anything like that, then I would recommend you sign into the game, go to the lobby, and then close out the game again and do the other stuff that you need to do. What's going to happen is that the green quests, the ones which give you 10,000 XP each, they will translate to Supercharged XP. So the next time that you jump into a game, 30,000 XP that you gain from that point onwards will be supercharged, and that equals a multiplier of about 5. So usually when you open a chest it gives you 130 XP, but then when you have supercharged XP, opening a single chest is suddenly going to give you 650 XP, which is really nice. Moving on to method number 4, this is going to be the rare quests. Now you may remember that last season and the season before that we had the punch cards, and the rare quests, they are kind of the equivalent of the punch cards. However, I don't know why, but Epic completely butchered the nice overview that we had, and instead now we basically have to maintain our own overview and track our own progress, because it's not really possible to do this in the game itself. There are a total of 47 different rare quests, and each of them has 5 stages, and then every single stage gives you 15,000 XP, so that's 75,000 XP per rare quest, and if you would complete all 47 of them you would get 3,525,000 XP in total. So the way that this works in the game, like I mentioned, is really inconvenient. For example, one of the rare quests is to eliminate players with an assault rifle. If the first stage completes at 10 players eliminated, then you won't be able to see this in the game until after you eliminate the 10th person. Whenever you do that, then it's going to unlock the quest in your quest overview, and you'll be able to see, oh, okay, so in order to get the next stage of that quest, I will need to eliminate 20 players with my assault rifle. And this is then also applicable to all the 46 other rare quests that you have in the game. And then unfortunately, after you complete the final stage of eliminating players with an assault rifle, your quest is going to completely disappear from your overview, and there's no way of telling that you actually completed unless you remember that you did that specific one. In order to save you time, I'm going to give you a quick summary of the ones that I think are easiest to complete. But if you need a complete overview, check out the description because there's a video in there that I made a while ago. And in that one I'm covering all 47 of them, and I'm also going in depth, giving you specific tips on what the best way is to finish all of them. Catch fish is relatively easy to complete. You can do this in Team Rumble or also in solo duos or squads. Chest searched you will get while playing. I wouldn't recommend grinding for this. It's something you're going to unlock later on in the season. And then the same thing goes for collect gold bars. For the final stage you need to collect a total of 50,000 of them. And this may seem like a lot, but once you start opening a couple of saves and completing bounties, it's gonna go really quickly. The next one is complete bounties. You can either do this yourself or stand near an NPC, activate a bounty, and then wait for someone else to eliminate that bounty, and then just keep on going like that. I don't think this should take you a lot of time. The next ones are pretty easy, except for complete common quests and complete legendary quests. As I mentioned before, you only get one legendary quest a week, which has 5 stages, so if you miss this one, then you won't be able to complete it anymore afterwards. And since you only get 3 uncommon quests per day, you will need to log in quite a couple of days in order to reach the total that you need for the last stage. Consume apples, bananas, foraged items and mushrooms should be relatively easy. If you want to grind this, then I really recommend landing at Catty Corner and just breaking all of the vegetable boxes you have over there. Or you can head over to the orchard or Butter Barn, since you can also find a lot of foraged items there. Damage opponents you will most likely get while playing the game, and then damage to vehicles with a player inside, I would just skip completely. This seems like a headache. If you're playing solos or Team Rumble or something and you happen to find a player in a motorboat or in a car, then you can go ahead and damage that thing, but I wouldn't recommend grinding for it because it's gonna give you a large headache. Destroy shrubs is relatively easy. You can do this at Holly Hedges. Destroy sofas, beds or chairs with a pickaxe you will get while playing the game. Same thing goes for destroy stones. And then destroy trees might be a little bit tougher because 2500 is a lot. You can get a firefly jar and set weeping woods on fire, or head over to the orchard and set that on fire. That should hopefully speed up the process. Distance traveled gliding is not something that I would worry about. I think most people will have completed this one by now. Distance traveled in a vehicle might be a little bit tougher, but I recommend getting a whiplash and just driving this around the map, and eventually you're going to be able to complete this. Same thing goes for distance traveled swimming and distance traveled on foot. Eliminations from 150 meters or more, I would definitely recommend skipping. Going through all of that effort just for 15,000 XP doesn't seem worth your time. The next couple of ones are pretty simple. I would, however, recommend that you skip the last stage, because 1,000 eliminations with assault rifles, explosive pistols, shotguns, SMGs and sniper rifles is not something that you should be spending your time on. On the other hand, if you play the game quite a bit and you get a lot of eliminations every match, then this shouldn't be that difficult to complete. Fish at fishing spots you can easily combine with catch fish. I think that Team Rumble is definitely the best mode for this. Harvest stone is something you'll get while playing, although I'm not really sure about collecting 100 and 250,000 stone. That seems like a lot of effort for minimum reward. Ignite opponents with fire and ignite structures with fire. You can either get yourself the Dragon's Breath shotgun, the Dragon's Breath sniper rifle, or just collect a whole bunch of fireflies. I recommend playing Team Rumble, waiting until the first zone closes, and then just going ham on every single player that you see. Throw around the fireflies, set some wooden structures on fire. You should be able to complete this in no time. There's an easy method for melee damage to player structures. If you see someone building a sky bridge, just break the bottom part with your pickaxe, and it's gonna destroy the entire thing, and that's all gonna count towards your progression for this one, so that's pretty cool. Melee eliminations, on the other hand, seems like it's really not worth your time. You can do this if you play a lot of duos and squads, shoot down an opponent and then just finish them off with your pickaxe so that you can unlock at least the first 3 tiers. And for the rest, I would say if you get it while playing, then sure, but otherwise don't spend your time on it. Place top 10, in my opinion, is not worth your time. You probably get the first 3 tiers while just playing the game, but getting 200 and 300 top 10 placements seems like a whole lot of effort for minimum reward again. For player structures destroyed in a vehicle, you could easily get a motorboat in Team Rumble, and then wait until the first zone closes. Whenever players start building, just start spamming your rockets, and you should be able to complete this one in no time. Players eliminated is something you'll again get while playing the game. Then there's reboot teammates and revive teammates. Revive teammates seems pretty easy. Rebooting them, however, is a bit more difficult. You could easily do the first 3 stages depending on if you play with your friends and if they want to help you or not. But if you want to do this with randoms, then you're going to be in for a pretty bad experience, so I really recommend not doing that. Search ammo boxes you can do in Team Rumble, same thing goes for search supply drops. And for shakedown opponents, you can just go into a match of solos, find yourself a squad of IO guards, shoot down 2 of them, and then build in the last one. You can easily shake down the other 2 and then just try to build your progression towards this one that way. I think that's much easier than going into duos or squads and trying to do it that way. Upgrading weapons you can do at certain NPCs, and I recommend getting either a gray or green weapon and start upgrading that one, otherwise it's going to cost you too many gold bars and that would be a waste of them. And then the last one is use campfires. This is something you'll get while playing. If you want to go into Team Rumble, just make your way through Weeping Woods and then head over to Slurpy Swamp. I think there's a total of 5 or 6 campfires that you come across. Just set every one of them on fire and you should be able to complete this one in no time. And that was it, you guys. That's all 47 of them. Like I said, if you need more information, check out the video in the description. For now, let's move on to the next method. This one is XP coins. Earlier this season, it didn't look like we were going to get them. But then suddenly in week 7 when we had an update, it turned out that we would get XP coins all the way until week 16. And if you collect all of them, that's going to be a total of 751,000 XP. I make a video every single week that has all the locations, and you can also choose to save this up for later this season. Because as far as I'm aware, they don't remove the XP coins, and last season I made a video where I went from level 1 to level 100 in 24 hours. And I got like 10 levels from just collecting every single XP coin that was available. So if you don't want to do it every single week, you can also choose to collect all of them at the end of the season. And then for the people that have been asking me if I will make a similar video like that, the answer is yes. Once we get close to the end of the season, I'll start filming it and you'll see it appear on my channel. The next method is Team Rumble loot paths. This is a pretty boring one, but it is effective. So basically what you do is start up a match of Team Rumble, drop at a specific location, and then find yourself a path that works for you. And once you have that, you need to make sure that you loot every single chest, ammo box, vegetable box, and stuff like that, so that you get XP for all those things. My favorite loot path is starting off at the weather station, completing everything there, and then dropping down and going to Camp Cod, and then kind of staying there until the first circle closes. And after that, I just finish the match by getting as many eliminations as I can, and also getting more XP that way. Just looting the chest and ammo boxes probably gives you more XP per minute or per hour, but I think that's very boring, so instead I try to switch it up by just also going for eliminations and actually finishing the match. Time to move on to a new method, and this one is bot lobbies. You can set yourself up in a bot lobby by either using split screen, using an Android phone, or a Nintendo Switch. Basically, you want to leave with your alternate account the moment the match starts, and it's going to put you in a match that has a lot of bots. This is nice because it enables you to get a lot of eliminations. You can complete your special and weekly quests, and it shouldn't be all that difficult to get yourself a victory royale, which is also going to give you more XP. Just make sure that your alternate account stays at level 1, because I purposely leveled up mine so that I also get matched with normal players instead of just bots, just to make things a bit more entertaining for me. But on the other hand, that does mean that it's going to be a bit more difficult to actually get a victory royale. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last tip that I have for you. This one is just being AFK and creative. If you have homework to do, if you need to help your parents by doing certain chores, start up Fortnite and go into creative, and for every 15 minutes that you spend there, you will get 6,300 XP. Unfortunately, you can only do this 5 times, so you can stay in for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and after that you will have received 31,500 XP, and I think that's the maximum that you can receive per day, because I tried entering different maps, but unfortunately it would never go higher than that. And that's gonna be it. These are all of the methods that I used to unlock all the Battle Pass rewards this season. Keep in mind that when I publish this video, the season will last for about 45 more days, and I'm pretty sure that we will get overtime or other type of challenges that will give you more XP. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. I will try to answer as many of them as I can. And for now, I'm gonna thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And please use code PerfectScore in the item shop if you want to support me further. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace!